Hello. What's this thing? Skadoosh. Hello. Hey, it is a balmy 62 degrees. Don't know that it helped at all. It was more for effect. Fahrenheit, which is context if you go straight, 16 degrees Celsius. Nice 16 degrees Celsius here in the garage. There's a couple of things that I want to try to get done today. I don't know if I'll get them done today or if I will not. Who knows? In all reality. Still look like that. My argon bottle looks like it's corroding the valve. Interesting. That's fine. It's a big giant deal. I need another regulator is what I need. I need another regulator, a solenoid for air, 2 solenoids for air, 2 solenoids for air, and another hose, 2 other hoses. I need 2 hoses, a manifold, a regulator. I'm at. And a switch. Single pole double throw. Yeah. Single pole double throw. I guess I could do single pole single throw. I can check that out actually. I'm not sure if a single throw would do it. Oh, no. That's right. Well, you could, actually. 2 relays in a single pole, single throw. You could definitely do that. The simpler way would be to do single pole double throw. So you have power running to the solenoids, and then the switch goes to ground inside the welder so that it's the same ground. And then you turn the welder on. That gives you power to the solenoids, and then you throw the switch for CO2 argon, which I use a CO2 argon mix, I think. This bottle's like brand new. Yeah. CO2 argon mix. I think it's a 75-25 or an 80-20. Does it tell me? You gotta tell me, right? Doesn't tell me. I'm sure if I looked up the number, in 1956, that would probably tell me, right? Let's find out. Going off on tangents this morning. Yeah. 56. Let's find out. 1956 compressed gas. Okay. Doesn't tell you the ratio though. That's fine. I don't care. So, first thing this morning, my roommates went to a thing, something, a motocross thing, and Monster was there, a representative for Monster, and at the end of the first event, they were just handing out cases of drinks. Because that's what Monster does. Drinks. Right? They do all kinds of them. They make their money on drinks. Right. So, one of those was this guy. And nothing in here is sponsored by Monster. Primarily because I'm not gonna... I've already cracked it open and took a tiny little sip. But I'm gonna take a bigger sip so I get full flavor. If it is what I think it is, it's funny. So it tastes like Arizona tea with some chemicals. That's what it tastes like. And I find it very funny. They're like, oh, this is green tea. Commercialized teas, like on the shelf. Actually, no, not Arizona. It tastes like brisk with chemicals. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like brisk tea with chemicals. It's like, I don't know. It's since I started making my own tea, or keeping my own tea, brewing my own tea, I don't really consider that nasty Lipton shit brisk Arizona tea. Like, it's not actually tea, is it? It's sort of like slightly tea flavored water, right? It's not. I don't know. I think what they do is they take whatever leaves, they crush them up into a powder, and then they dissolve that in water. And I think that's what leads to that nasty flavor that they all have. Because it's effectively hyper steeped tea. I don't believe they actually steep tea for Arizona tea and brisk and any of that. I could be wrong. It happens on a rare occasion. But I don't believe that those are steeped. I think they are powdered. And they're gross. I don't think they're gross, they are gross. That was a whole other sentence. Clear up any confusion there may have been. But today, I would like to try to make the discharge chute for the wheel horse. Damn, my brain ain't working. I try to make the discharge chute for the wheel horse, and then I want to try to see if I can't get. I might do some cleaning up in here because I've been working after packing, so it's messy. I want to try to get the heater in the Civic in such a way that I can control it, but still have it the way that it is right now. If that makes sense. So, since we're sitting here, thoughts on Monster Rehab Green Tea. Ick. Gross. There's a nasty aftertaste. Yeah, see? Exactly what I thought it was. Ingredients: brewed green tea, filtered water, green tea solids. They just powder some leaves and dump them in. That's not tea! Like, what the hell you people are calling tea, but this ain't it. Sugar, citric acid, ginseng, caffeine, sugar, monopotassium phosphate. Is this stabilizer? Hey Tiger, how's it going? I'm reading the ingredients of Monster Rehab Green Tea. For anybody interested, I don't recommend it. And there's nothing in here that's concerning necessarily. It's just has a nasty aftertaste. It's just gross. My roommates, they went to a motocross event or something. I don't know exactly what it was. But at the end of the first event, which is all they stayed for, Monster was handing out cases of various things, this being one of them. And I was like, okay, well, you know, let's find out. Why not? I found out, and I know why not. the why not, like, so, of all the stuff sort of like this, in this kind of category of beverage, the only one, and I guess this doesn't even fit that category. This isn't an energy drink. This is supposed to be an electrolyte recovery, like Gatorade, essentially. But in tea form, okay? And I don't know if you caught the first bit, but brewed green tea, which is filtered water and green tea solids. So this is exactly what I was talking about before you got here. What they do is they take whatever you would make tea out of, leaves, and they powder it, and then they dump it in water. I'm like, that's not tea! It's not tea! And that's probably the primary contributing factor to... This isn't even carbonated. Like, it's... Where does it say? It says somewhere. Oh, yeah. This one specifically is non-carbonated, which, why is it in a can if it's not carbonated? The whole point of the can is to, I don't know, contain the carbonation? Yes? I don't know. Bottles do that just fine. Why not just bottles? But yeah, I agree. Badly flavored. It's just, this is tea. This is not. It tastes like if you took brisk tea and you poured a bunch of artificial sweeteners, which I guess today that's what it is. I haven't had brisk tea in years, like probably 12 years? It's been a long time. So like, you know, I suspect it's probably got something to do with manufacturing and stacking, because bottles tend to have the taper for most of them, and for volume for storage, the can is a better solution than the bottle. That would be my guess. It makes sense in my brain, but just because it makes sense to me doesn't mean it makes sense to everybody else. So, I don't know. I can get that nasty taste out of my mouth, though. Right. I guess you can do more with the appearance of a can than you can with a bottle, technically. And you don't have to worry about the extra plastic for the label that you get on a bottle with a can, because it's just directly on the aluminum. The whatever the coloration is. I don't know if it's anodized. It can't be anodized. There are lines in between it all, which kind of tells me that the colors are put on at different times. Around every feature, there's a line through which you can see the aluminum underneath. And they're not all aligned perfectly. It could just be an effect. They could just be part of the print. I don't know. Or it could be leeway given to the machines in the design so that you don't get overlapping and weird looking designs. Which feels more reasonable from a manufacturing standpoint to me. But I think it's probably time to start. I kind of do and I kind of don't want to. Today, I'm going to be... Oh, I forgot. Oh no. I forgot. There we go. I forgot the intermission was on that scene. Yeah, I need to fix Nightbot. Nightbot, go away. You're dumb. I don't like you. Today, I've got to make the discharge chute for the wheel horse. I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and it simply needs to get done. So I guess let's open like a Raji and get to it. See, Nightbot, you're stupid. There's 6 minutes between those freaking timers. Jesus. Why are we moving a streamer bot? Actually, do I need the garage open? I kind of do, because that. Tell you what I can do. We'll move the camera a little bit closer. Something about like that. Of course, that doesn't give you the overview of what I'm doing in the shop. So, well, not morning, Jake. It is 1800, so afternoon, evening, about dinner time. Also, Jake, if you've never tried it and you're interested, getting in front of the wrong damn camera. Monster Recovery, Rehab, Green Tea, 16 different names for one beverage. No. Gross. It is disgusting. Oh, you're only 7 ahead of me? Oh, wait. No, because you guys are on daylight savings too, which means you should have moved back with us, right? Daylight savings, one of the stupidest things to ever come out of human. Wait, so... Okay, hold on. So what you're telling me is daylight savings isn't used at the same point around the world. Which seems obvious in hindsight, but... Hold up. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, they're on different days, about a week apart, but hasn't happened yet. I thought it was in September. Eh. Yeah, GMT plus 1, I should be GMT minus 7. That's a difference of 8. Hold on. Am I thinking of the wrong, Oh no, I'm minus 6. Utah. Nevada is minus 7. Okay. Damn, my brain is like... My brain ain't working. No. What? I should be minus 7. Yeah, Utah. Yes, but give it to me with the numbers, jacknuts. Thank you. Well, it's in Spanish, but luckily I can read Spanish. So... What? All of Utah, right? And all of Utah. And it's just giving me, like, American clocks. Give me UTC, stupid. Yeah. UTC minus 7. I'm minus 7. Mountain Time, UTC minus 7. What the hell's going on here? Are UTC and GMT not the same? I could have sworn they were the same. Plus, who uses Greenwich Mean Time? Psh. Give it to me in GMT, stupid. Oh my god, the internet is useless! Why is the internet so useless? Yeah, that's minus 7. Yeah, they're the same time zone. Yeah, we're still in whatever side of daylight savings is... Wait, does... Huh. UTC and GMT don't calculate daylight savings, which means when GMT and UTC move, well, I guess when GMT moves, for daylight savings, when that change happens, everybody else would still be the same relationship. It would still be -7. And if you're +1, that's 8, right? Yes. Unless there's some relationship between daylight savings that I'm not understanding. Also, yes, wheel horse color. We will be doing wheel horse things today. Yeah, and that's a difference of 7 hours. But I'm not. Utah is UTC -7. Everything that I see says that. So how is it -6? Yeah, you are UTC +1. +1 -7 is 8. That's what I'm saying, it ain't adding up. Because I look at the maps, and all of the maps... Hold on. Where's... Okay. Okay. So all of the maps, okay? So Utah is right here. This is Utah, right? Zoom in a little bit. Alright. So Utah is right, this little dog leg is Nevada, where it kicks out to the east, right? So Utah sits right beside that. That is UTC -7. UTC being GMT, just calling it by different names. GMT being a time zone, UTC being what we call 0 for the purposes of calculating time around the globe. But they're the same spot. Right? Oh, Jesus. My brain ain't what it used to be, lads. Anyway, Utah sits right here. Right? Utah's right here. I'm like right here-ish. Which is UTC -7. But that would put you at UTC 0. Oh, wait, so, because UTC is where we calculate the 0 point on the planet, which we started with GMT. So then I guess what it is... Right, I'm 7 from you because UTC does not move with daylight savings. GMT does because GMT is just a time zone where UTC is what we call the 0 point on the planet at all times. You mean other way? UTC shouldn't change. UTC is always 0 over top of London, effectively. Wait, so where the hell is Greenwich then? Like, on a map? What? So if we're looking here, because the cutoff over UTC is in Ireland. Like right here, like just west of Dublin. So all of England proper sits inside Yeah. Bottom of London. That's what I thought. Like down here somewhere. Which... There you go. Just south of the Thames. So it's just to do with I'm not wrapping my head around the change UTC versus GMT with daylight saving. That's where I'm getting hung up. Okay. So the answer is I'm just 7 from you. Which I thought was the case before, and then I started looking at the map, and I guess I thought myself in circles until I screwed it up. Okay. So UTC is a fixed point, and then the time zones, they walk back and forth with daylight savings. I suppose that makes sense in my brain. Large side tangent aside. Yeah, so I just go back to, because I was thinking before, I was 7 from London, and everybody changes, which is weird that we change daylight savings a week apart. That's very strange to me. Like 6 days, I think, from the time when the U.S. changes to the time when Britain changes. Also, my left hand is swollen. Right. Which I can imagine makes business people very irritated. Like, no, we're not doing business during that week, fuck it. We're not even gonna worry about it. Okay, I need to make a discharge chute or wheel horse. I've got some steel. I've got some stainless that I think will work. I think I remember you said something about that. Which, if everybody's going to use the same stupid idea, daylight savings, at least all be on the same page doing it. We're a planet. We have a global economy now. Like, there's no point in things that affect the globe being different between countries, nations, and localities. It makes no fucking sense. Like, I understand the US dollar and the British pound are different, economic entities. Because they're different economic entities, right? The nations. But it's the same planet going around the same damn star. Synchronize your damn watches. How hard is that? Which, I mean, daylight savings time, as it stands today, makes 0 sense. There's no cause. Because we have digital timekeeping that runs off of a cesium clock in Colorado, or wherever the ones is. Now I'm curious. Okay, hold up. We're going back to this. I was gonna do a thing, but it's gonna wait another second. Now I'm curious. Where does London get its timekeeping? So. Not in there. So does everybody use the Denver clock? I guess I should have just come to NIST. NIST would have told me everything. Yeah, see, I honestly, of the 3 things that I miss about Arizona, no daylight savings, because daylight savings is stupid. It hasn't made sense in over 100 years. Well, I guess approximately 100 years. But, yeah, so like, where does... Okay, so where does London get their time? British summertime. I don't. Yeah, it's just a clock. What I thought it was gonna. I mean, I suppose anybody that cares is running out of that. I think it's in Denver. Where's locations? List of atomic clocks. And are they all synced to each other? There we go. Holy she's Germany. I guess the DoD has their own. Okay. Japan's got one, China's got one, Taiwan's got one. Interesting. Okay. Huh. JPL has one. And it's a mercury ion. Well, had one, I guess. Who's Sir Lattice? Is he related to Madam Lettuce? Okay. We're done with that. I don't care enough. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to do garage things. We need to... There's 2 stages to this. Stage 1 is take microphone over there so I don't have to scream at it from across the shop. I'm going to dangle you from the camera. Hello. There we go. Something about like that. Alright, so stage 1 going to be yeah, here's the discharge chute they were using to not discharge chute. Yeah, discharge chute for the bagger. And yeah, it's seen better days, for sure. So as soon as I get the Volkswagen video done, for those of you who will watch and or care, this is the very highly advanced, specialized tool that Volkswagen, you know, Germany, Germans, they are not Germany, they are Germans. This is what they devised. Clean the sunroof drains on their various vehicles that have sunroofs. Absolutely. Also, why is that off? That's not good. The uninitiated, the thing that I just showed you is a speedometer cable. I also need to get fucking PTS set up because walking all the way across the shop to check chat is a bit annoying. If I'm being honest. Why do we have two nearly identical shovels? So, step one is spend an hour getting back over here. Grab this. This being a piece of cardboard-ish. What we're going to do, we're going to take we're going to match up this shape. So I'm going to extend this a little bit. We're going to match up this shape-ish. The problem is the round. I don't think I need the round, honestly. If I get this shape here, it'll rest against the deck just fine. There's a bolt hole. I think I also need to adjust the clutch. The cable, or cable, the belt appears to have stretched. Yeah, maybe the cable stretched. I don't remember if it's a cable or a linkage. This first thing I'm going to do, make sort of a rough template. Wish I had a little like portable table. That'd be nice. I guess I have a toolbox. Tell you what. Toolbox. Robots, run away. I'm going to need the drill bits out here in a little bit anyway. Here we are. Okay. So what I've got to do like this. See if I can figure this out, shall we? and not very good. I don't know that I want to do it that way either. Problem with this, not flat. This section right here is flat, but it comes in at an angle and then another angle. I'd love for the bagger to work, but it simply will not. No idea why. Could just be the blade. I don't know. But all it does is it clogs up in the chute. Very annoying. I guess I need to think about how I want to do that. Probably chop it flat. We'll probably do it iteratively. Probably what we'll do. We'll do it iteratively. Because I'll have to heat things up, put them into place, and them, whatever. I don't know if I should use it or not, because the stainless isn't very long. Problem is, I've got this sheet of things too flimsy. Never worked. Right, so I've got this stainless, right? Well, that's what that was. That's why that's on the floor now. Sure. Okay. Well, hey! Problem with this is I don't know that I can effectively weld it. I mean, you can weld stainless with mild steel wire. Problem is, it's not going to be very good welds. So I've got this guy. Like, from there, that's big enough. So I guess I was going to do it by making a template. So it might be the more effective method. Just start cutting the steel and shaping it. That might be the better way to go about it. Now drink my tea. I mean, oh, this is so much better. Much better. I don't know. Great mind. All this. But it is none of that. Definitely not good. Okay, so. I'm going to go through cutoff wheel. Let's. I'm going to plan my cuts. I'm going to be smart about the cut. Oh, have we met me? why I've been sort of not doing this. Oh, well, I guess let's do it. A little easier to work with. Sure. Okay, so cheese. Instead of doing that, guess I can work on top of the. I'm gonna work on top of the toolbox. I should probably make you guys taller. Thunk. Yeah, the mic's gonna get it. Sorry. I also need to take this up, 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 up. There we go. Now, kind of like that. And sorry, you're gonna get totes in the way. Sort of, yes. We're not using that. We're not making a template. Guess we'll find out how well this goes, huh? Light. Holy Shebus. No thoughts. Okay. Set up. Those totes are really in the way. How's that? That should be a little bit better. Sort of. I mean, my fat ass is going to be in the way, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh. You guys want to know something, I don't know that's funny or interesting. I guess, you guys want to know something, period. End of sentence. You see all these people, right, like, I don't know, on anywhere, Twitch, YouTube, TV shows, etc., etc., etc. And what I see is people putting on a show. And that's fine, and that's dandy. And when you're going and you're looking for something that's specifically entertainment, I guess that's what you want. Sure. I don't like it, period. I don't like people doing the whole, spiel. Never been a big fan of it. I prefer... That's probably why sitcoms are a thing, right? Because sitcoms are supposed to be sort of the opposite of that, where it's situational comedy, sitcom, where the thing stands under its own power as it happened, which it's scripted and written and it's still a show, so like, is it technically sitcom? It's scripted? I don't know. But I would much prefer to go and see something like, good for instance, Tiger. Playing Tiger and the Tiger Rights over on the Twitch. Right? I go, I pull up Tiger, and the past, 3 or 4 weeks that I've been watching him, I keep him up, and his tab is always playing audio. Almost always playing audio. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing like dictation and stuff, everything goes off. No music, it's just me talking, right? Which I'm not even doing that right now. I have the stereo going low enough that the mic doesn't pick it up, and I have cable to mask that, so I don't have to delete VODs all the time. Because it's just more work. It's just annoying. I could do it. It's not a problem. I don't have an issue. I'm not monetizing any of this shit at this point, so it's like, who cares? But like, I keep the Tiger audio on at almost all times because of how he runs his streams. It's just, he's doing some stuff, and when there's some interesting things, he says something about the interesting things, but then when there's not really that much interesting going on, like, Satisfactory, for instance, there's a lot of grinding in Satisfactory. There's a lot of going back and forth for materials. Cool. I'll have it up on the second monitor. I need the third monitor so I can do third monitor things. I'll have it up on the second monitor, and he's over there doing his thing, and I'm doing my thing, whether it be research or writing or editing videos or setting up StreamerBot or whatever the hell it is that I'm doing. I'm doing my thing, he's doing his thing, and whenever there's something interesting and funny, it's, haha, that was cool. It's just kind of like, what I do with my friend, RJ in Arizona, years ago, back when it was a thing that we did, where I'd go over to his house, he'd be playing a game, and once his girlfriend moved there, they'd both be at their desks playing games. I'd sit or lay on the bed, and we'd just chat. And I don't know, there's something not necessarily cathartic, maybe, but there's something just nice about that. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Sharpie. I don't know why I put paint pen away, because Sharpie. I don't know, it's just something nicer to me, my mind, about sitting down and just kind of taking a load off, having a chill, not letting life be in your face, not letting life annoy you, push you, cause you anxiety of any kind. Just kind of sitting there with somebody that you enjoy hanging out with. Well, they're cool, you're cool, we're all cool together. Hey. I'm just too small. I don't know, there's just something nice about it. I brought my tea over here and I have no idea where the hell I'm going to put it. Because everywhere over here is going to get metal. Why the hell did I bring my tea over here? Now I've got that nasty ass green tea flavor that's kind of stuck in my mouth. Even drinking Earl Grey, it's not really going away. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with sort of this, right? Just going to be easels. And what we should do, we're going to do this and bend it. Have an egg, Cotton. Okay, so about this long. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is a first cut. Doesn't even have to be straight. That is grabbing a tool. Great. Not this one. Not the one I wanted. What am I doing? Where the hell is my... Oh. The hell is my square? I have a carpenter's square somewhere. Where did I put it? I thought it was in there. What? ¿Dónde está pinche thingamajigger? A little bit. That's where those went. Oh no, bitch. Well, I guess we're not doing it that way. Fine. I don't want this to take all freaking day. Like, we're gonna eyeball it. Sort of eyeball it. Sort of eyeball it. If I screw that up, I have enough to do one more. Now comes the fun part. Cutting this thing. I'm actually going to. This is going to be very, very not good for my ears. So I'm going to run inside, grab some earplugs real quick, and find the safety clip. Should be okay. Hey, safety clip. Seriously? Falling all over the place. Okay, so got just some regular old foam earplugs from CVS, actually. These come out of the range bag. Really the only time I need earplugs. We're taking new people to the firing range. They don't have their own, what do you call it? Earmuffs or earplugs or whatever. So I always keep a bag for newbies. Actually, there you go. Maybe that's something I could do today or tomorrow. Would you guys like me to show you what's in my range bag? YouTube is really, really funny about firearms themselves. And I guess their excuse kind of makes sense. It's not guns aren't everywhere. They're not legal everywhere, so you have to make sure. Blah, blah, blah. Why don't you leave that up to the locale? That's not your job to worry about that. Literally, you don't have to worry about that. That is legislative powers in wherever wants to oppress their people. Let them oppress their people themselves. Why are you worrying about it? I know why they're worrying about it, because Google is housed in California, and almost all of California, well, all of Southern California wholeheartedly believes that oppression is the key to successful society. You have to put on such glasses. Whereas I believe not even believe, I know for a fact, because we as a species have done it multiple times before, that a society such that individuals protect themselves from harm by whatever means available to them, given the technology of the time, is far more successful than any society that is oppressed or repressed and told, no, you can't do that. Every successful society has let the people decide for themselves what they believe is right or wrong. So, what do I know? I'm crazy. Stainless, man. Thank you. All right. Those are bend marks for where it needs to have a radius. So how do we do that now? I guess I can bend it. Okay. So now I need something to bend it around. I need a form. Also, I should probably, while I'm thinking about it, something like that. There we go. Just in case. Right? Okay, so I have a pipe. Ta-da! Pipe. Now let me unbury the vise and bring it over here. Discovery made. You guys see that pegboard on the wall? That pegboard was here when I got here. That pegboard I installed. That pegboard has pieces of wood behind it that are screwed to the studs in the wall. That pegboard, on the other hand, has screws that lead directly into drywall. If you're putting pegboard on the wall, you are going to anticipate that that pegboard is going to hold a number of items. Those items, once on the pegboard, will add up to some value weight that probably exceeds the holding capacity of compressed gypsum. Did I tell you about the electrical? Where I told the electrician. I told him, I want it here. He says, okay. I walk away and I come back. He puts it on the fucking floor. Yeah, guy, let's put in a shop. I told him specifically, this will be sort of a metal shop of sorts. Right? I will be doing metal in this shop. Because it's a shop. Not just a storage place for some kiddie toys. This is a place where I do work. Actual real work. Metal will be flying around. I want the plugs up off the floor because A, metal goes down. You have a higher chance of causing a short by a metal intrusion into an outlet that sits on the damn floor than you do one that sits on the wall. And 2, because I have shit. I own things. And the outlets need to be above things. So I can use the outlet. So that there are not things in the way of the outlets. What the hell does he do? He puts it along the damn floor. Literally, what he did, he ran a conduit all the way down. Cool, conduit, fine, perfect. No problem with that. You don't have to pull drywall, you don't have to drill through studs. Fucking amazing. Easy to repair. Also, conduit. Good job. Good job. Conduit's good. I told you where to put the thing. I paid for it. I paid for this fucked up garbage. My money. Not the homeowner's money. I'm renting this place. I paid for this out of my own fucking pocket. And he did it wrong. And what I paid this dumbass do this job incorrectly was 4 times more than if I had done it myself this same exact way. The stupidity of humans never ceases to boggle. Look, I can show you. Cable unwrap, cable unwrap, cable unwrap. Cables all over the place. I can show you guys. You can't see it because of the freaking screen. Stand by. Okay, so do you see a little drawing on the wall? A little drawing on the wall. That is where I told Guy, I said, Guy, this is where I want the 240, and I don't care so much where we put the 120s, which you can see sort of behind all the mess there. I don't necessarily care where we put the 120s other than cables, other than they're powered. That's all I cared about. Ideally, I want them all on the same level for the same reasons. I can plug shit into them. That cable there, wrapped up on that hook, big old guy, sort of runs over there, comes back over here. That's the power for my welder, right? Which I need to attach the box to the welding cart, but since I'm going to Michigan, hopefully things soon. It's been going to Michigan soon for 2 months now. Yeah. But since I'm going to Michigan soon, I don't really see any value in putting the box on the cart. But guess where that plug is? Underneath the bench. All the way against the wall. Which, obviously, the plug is going to be against the wall. The receptacle is going to be against the wall. But yeah, it's a problem. Because now, where does cable sit? Underneath a bunch of fucking steel. And I told the guy, the bench is going here. I need the plug above the fucking bench. I told him these words with my face hole. I need the plug above the bench. So where the hell does he put it? Not above the bench. Suffice it to say, I'm not salty at all. Anyway. Let's put you guys back over here on El Tripodio. Ranting aside, I've got to unbury the vise. Stupid thing that I don't even know why it's the house. It's a tonneau cover for the pickup that he knows full well he will never put back on because he uses it as a damn truck. Why would you cover the entire bed of your truck in such a manner that you cannot use it as a truck? That feels idiotic to me. Hey guys, I'm gonna buy a pick 'em up truck. But I'm gonna make it not a pick 'em up truck. Sure, guy. Why not? Again, what do I know? I'm stupid. Or crazy. Or stupid. One of those things. I know nothing. Purpose of me constantly making that statement being, I guess the joke behind my constantly making that statement being that I know full well that I am much more luminous. Get it? Luminous, bright, luminous, bright. Get it? Get it? Than your standard average monkey man. Things that are obvious to me are apparently not obvious to everybody, or apparently not obvious to most. which confuses me to no end. It's like, if I can see it, everybody else should be able to see it too, I think. I have to constantly remind myself. Like, it's fairly rare. When I go somewhere, I interact with somebody, I do something where I am not teaching everybody in the room something or another. Which might just be an effect of, I was going to say the people I hang out with. It's not even people I hang out with. Because why would somebody intentionally surround themselves, well, I guess that makes sense. People would intentionally surround themselves with others who are less capable for the sole purpose of making themselves look better. Oh yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. Yes, Ellen, monkey men. Surrounded by them constantly. You know, the shiny, shiny. Whenever you show that you can do something better than them, they flee and poo. What they do. Case in point, have you ever been on the internet at all? Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla bing-bang. Now let's see if I am not nearly as smart stupid as I think I am. That's not deep enough. Crap. Okay. I don't have steel clamps. I don't really have another means of doing this. So, where we're at, I was going to try to clamp, because I thought this was close enough to the edge. Clamp both of these in here, pull it by hand, and roll it around the pipe. Does not appear to be the case. So, what are the alternatives? Not bad. And it's not going to work because I can't hold the bottom, can I? If I want a device, the device would hold the bottom. I don't think you want a hippopotamus. They eat a lot. Alright, so another idea is required. It does not involve device. If I had a break, I don't want to build a break either. Tell you what, I gotta move a bunch of crap. But, idea. So, move all the crap out the way, move all the stuff off the bench, try to figure out how to clamp it to the bench. But I have no way to clamp the pipe to the bench. Why are you guys looking over there? Something interesting over there. That's where all the interesting stuff is. Okay, so I didn't think about this or in my life. You know, okay, so literally what I'm going to be doing in Michigan is the guy, right? He's like, hey, looking at this table, instead of taking screenshots, and he's even less technologically inclined than I am. But sends me that image, those images, like based on that fuel table to get more enriched and idle, top in, do I take away or add? Load. RP. What the hell are there dead spots? What the hell? Yeah, what kind of fuel table is this? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to pull this up and we're going to look at this together. Hey, that's what I was looking for. Cool. What was that? That. Okay, so because chat is stupid and doesn't work if OBS is minimized, I won't be able to see chat for a bit. But put you on browser, or we're going to put you on desktop monitor. Damn it. We're going to take a look at this fuel map, okay, because you guys can't see the top far right because the webcam's going to be in the way. I can't even see. I wonder if OBS live idea. I don't think so. So I can't even do the peak thing. So, okay. What we have is, I was going to point, but you guys aren't standing here. You're we have 700 RPM, 9, 11, 13, blah, 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 all the way up to 7 grand. And then we have engine load from 10% to 100%. Cool. Now, what's confusing me is, look at this, 900, so this is going to be just below idle. This engine's probably going to idle somewhere in the 11 to 1300 range, somewhere in here, so this should be idle-ish, right? But we have more fuel, more fuel, more fuel, more fuel, no fuel, more fuel. Same here. No fuel, no fuel. Dead spot. So many dead spots everywhere. Is this the same image? Yeah, this thing. Okay. So, item 1, this is me texting him. We're going to back on him. So, item 1. That map is kind of screwed up. Not the word I used, but that's the word I'm telling you. The microphone's way the hell over there, so I'm screaming. To bring the mic over here. Today might not be a wheel horse eater today. Temp 115. Or 20 degrees. Oh! that is engine running. How's that engine running? 100% load, 700 RPM. It shouldn't be at 700 RPM. What? But also, I'm going to take you guys back over here. I'm going to bring the mic over. Because right now I'm trying to think of how I'm going to bend this sheet. Because I don't have really any good method of doing that as it stands right now. So I'm going to have to sort of come up with something with the tools that I do have. Which is going to require some thinking time. But I do have the basic bit cut. So that's progress made. And it's way too freaking hot out here. I'm not doing heater stuff right now. It's way too hot. I'll do it maybe tomorrow. I'm going to take you guys back over here real quick. And take a look at this, okay? So RPM, right? Don't need those anymore. Don't need those anymore. Cool. So, RPM 0, TPS 0, engine load 100%, which, don't get me started on engine load 100%. Tell me vacuum. Don't give me percent, don't give me what you think. Tell me what it is. Give me the sensor data. Give it to me raw as voltage, so I can make a determination whether that is 100% or not. UPS guy hunks when he pulls up. I wonder if he needs a hand. I wonder if he's got a heavy. Stand by, I guess. For just a moment while I watch for a second. See if he's opening the big door, which he didn't pull forward to open the big door. If he needs a hand, I'll go give him a hand real quick because I don't think my neighbor's home. Weekday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday midday. So Anton's at work, and they have a special needs daughter. So his wife will be home, but she's a little bitty lady. Like if it's something heavy, ain't no way she's helping. I want to see if he's going to need a hand. Truck's moving around quite a bit. That could just be him walking around. No, he's got a single small box. Okay, does not need a hand. Cool. Now we're going to get back to this. Alright, so target air fuel 13.5. That's too lean for the engine he's trying to build. Injector duty cycle 0 because the engine's off. Injector pulse width, I don't know what G is. E pulse width 16.1. Engine's off, we don't care. Coolant temperature 173, it's almost fully warm. Load 99 because it's atmosphere, there's no vacuum. So it's like, oh, we're at full load. Tell me the value of the sensor. But here's what gets me. Spark advance. 20 degrees. At 700 RPM? At 100% load? No! I'm gonna see if I can't get him in chat real quick. Actually, come join chat. Motherfucker doesn't even watch my channel. He doesn't watch YouTube. I can't get too incredulous. I don't think he watches YouTube. Okay, so stand by, guys. We're gonna get Sean in chat. We're gonna put you guys back on this because it's my personal Facebook, so I don't know that I want people knowing my personal Facebook. And what we're gonna do, see, we're gonna open this like that. And then we're gonna go back to boosh, this guy. And then boosh, this, actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this over here, down that way. So I can see my me with my face and my stuff. And look, I have picture in picture and what? Stand by. Stand by. Okay. 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 Boosh! Now, it's over there. Because text, slow. Stream is sort of slow because of stream delay, but it's more direct interaction as opposed to sort of an intermediate interaction, right? So as soon as Sean gets here and is in chat and chatting, I will tell him why this map is wrong in so many ways. Ooh, actually, hold on. Better idea. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Well, I can't do it that way. Okay, better way. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So now we can scroll around in Paint, and I can draw things. Okay, so, things that are problems. That's not big enough. Why did you... What the hell is that? What the hell is that? That might be expected. That's going to be a resonant point in the intake. So some of that's going to be expected. And some of this is blocked out, but it doesn't really matter because we don't care so much right now. Primarily what we're going to care about for the purposes of doing what Sean is doing, care about things above. This would be easier with a pen and a touchscreen, but we primarily care about stuff above the green line because that's where the engine is mostly going to be living, considering I'm assuming this is a mud truck engine for maximum effort, right? It's a race engine is what this is. But for drivability, because it's, well, actually, John, you in chat yet? I don't see chat moving. Okay, there you go. Okay, so I'm assuming this is a mud engine. This is going to be an actual race engine. Am I correct in thinking that? YouTube's 10-second chat delay or stream delay. I'm surprised YouTube didn't try to block BBC. Big block Chevy, but also, you know, but whatever. 13-1, okay. So, for the purposes of fueling, right now, so you're trying to tune the base map, right? You're trying to get a 0 point so that you can start doing all of the other stuff and working towards power. I assume this is building the base map from scratch, right? So the first things I notice are these sort of dead spots. Like why is this? This is idle fuel, right? That's idle fuel, or yeah, idle fuel. So why is idle fuel living up here anywhere? Like you go and then you have the 50 right here, right? So you got also this 50 here, 50 here. Like this engine's gonna run like shit. So idle's gonna be ish here-ish. Idle's gonna be around here. Right, so it runs lean there, but it's 7,500, so over here-ish, it runs okay. Which means it's gonna be probably somewhere in this range. Which, that's a lot more fuel than this is, right? And given that you probably have a big, lumpy cam in there, you're going to be trying to suck the throttle's closed. So like, yeah, but it wouldn't matter because to make the engine run, you're going to need a lot of air. So the first thing I would do is, if this, what is the program? Is it one that I have on here? It's the, I might have uninstalled it. Why the fuck is that there? And why is that there? Garbage. Yeah, I think I uninstalled all the tuning programs. So, item number 1. The problem is, this as a base map is kind of crap. Right? You need to get rid of these dead spots. Mr. Cat, welcome in. We are currently doing a little bit of differential diagnostics and 2,000 mile tuning. And we'll get Sean. We'll get to this section in a minute. We're not talking about that right now. first thing we're talking about is how these dead spots are not good, right? I can imagine that when you hit it, it goes right here is where you're going to sit when you bump the throttle. That transient, you're going to come up into here, and your tip in is going to add a little bit or subtract a little bit. It should add a little bit. So you're gonna blip the throttle, and it'll come up here like that, right? Because it's going to come up at about an angle, because it's never going to go straight up and hold that. Well, idles. Where's 1200? Right here, right? So it's going to come up like this, and then go this way, and then it's gonna come up like that, and then kind of be like a round shape. So this guy. So idle's probably going to be somewhere around here-ish, and it's going to go. Not the shape I wanted to draw. It's going to go something like that, right? And there's going to be some rise over run slope that's going to be real steep until you get up to your not 1 bar. You're not at atmosphere because you have a throttle and air has to still move through it, and it's not going to move through the throttle as fast as the piston is moving down, so you always have a little bit of vacuum even at full throttle. And what's weird to me is, like, why is this so flat? Also, what was I using? Yellow, orange. Also this guy. Why is this guy? So as RPM increases, as you go this way, you're going to want all of these numbers to increase, right? So it wide open throttle, and it looks like you've been trying to add fuel across most of the range anyway, because you go from 80, 82 here to 93 here. And then it dips down for some reason right here. So I guess first question is, have you put this is in the truck? Has it been run on the dyno yet? Or is this, you've got it installed and you need to get the map set so you can run it on the dyno? Because there's a lot of things going on in this map that don't make much sense. Because this, so here, right? So here is here's that region where it dips down, right here, right here. If this is due to a resonant problem or a well, yeah, it'd be a resonant problem. If it's due to a resonant problem inside the intake at that RPM, which is perfectly possible, right? You will have some resonant point where the pulses are all interfering with each other. The intake valve open-close cycles, those back pulses are all interfering with each other inside the plenum, and air will not flow as smoothly as you want. On an engine that's designed perfectly, that frequency is way up on the top end above redline, or way the hell down below where the engine lives anyway, and you don't care. If that's what this is here, then why is it not also reflected in this? That tells me that this dip in fueling has nothing to do with the resonance. It's, so what you need to do, step number 1, I would say, is going to be interpolating all of these rows, starting from... none of this really looks good enough to interpolate from, though, is a problem. So I guess I'd start with interpolating from... start interpolating from here to here. So you drag and you'd highlight all of these, hit the interpolate button. Drag and highlight all of these, hit the interpolate button. Drag and highlight all of these, etc., all the way across until you get to about 6 grand. Stop doing that at 6 grand. So all of it from 900, because we don't see that effect in 900 or 700. So start at 900, interpolate columns all the way up to 5500. Once you've done that, you'll take, and because I imagine, send me a picture of the, do you have the ability to do 3D map of this? I bet if you look at the 3D map of this, it's going to be super lumpy and really ugly. For reference, hello? And granted, what I'm going to show you is not a race engine. But at the end of the day, an engine is an engine is an engine, right? Pistons move up and down, you put air and fuel, and you compress it, and it goes kaboom boom. Oh, one thing. Oop. This is for the Civic. This is the fuel map. You can see it's mostly flat-ish. You get some point here where the fuel requirement increases sort of drastically, right? The slope is steeper here than it is here, and that's the point where the head begins to flow very well up to some peak maximum, and then it kind of tapers off and it no longer flows very well for the rise in RPM, and this is about the peak of power, is somewhere in here. And I have the dyno graph somewhere which corroborates this. But your peak power is the point at which fuel consumption no longer rises as much as it was before. Right? And funnily enough, this shape, if you just take and draw a straight line across here, this is exactly what my dyno graph looks like. It goes, alright. And of course I have a few little lumpies, but these are because of weird oddities in the way the head flows, I guess. So, okay. So that's your first problem, is all of these cells are really weird for some reason. I don't know. Oh, there's another one. That guy right there. Because this should be mostly linear. We could sit down and do the math and figure out exactly how much air you're going to be sucking into the cylinder at a given RPM for a given throttle position. It would take, I don't know, a couple of hours to do the math, and you could tune an engine mostly by math to make it run, like to get a standard base map that will run normally and you can drive it down the road. It won't be perfect, but it would run. So first is going to be bumping, because this is way low fuel. I imagine these numbers are going to be in gallons per hour, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. But also, while we've got it up, ignition map. So any engine, any reciprocating piston gasoline engine, spark ignition engine, is going to be, again, roughly the same. Not exactly the same, but you can see here, right? So this is my load, which is in millibar, with this being boost 1.1 bar. and this being just above or just below. So full throttle sits about here-ish, right? And you can see when I floor it at idle, that's my ignition, 5 degrees before top dead center. Because at that point, with that amount of fuel and air in the cylinder, at that RPM, you don't need a whole lot of ignition advance to get the flame front pushing the piston down at the right time to give you, the most expansion. Oops, wrong button. So the fact that we have, let's scroll down here. Yeah, the fact that we have 20 degrees of ignition advance at 700 RPM, so below idle, mind you, and full load, which is, throttle full open, which, yes, the engine's not running, but the cell that you're sitting in is below idle. You've put the foot down, and it goes shoop immediately, which doesn't really happen in the real world, but for the sake of numbers, we can say that it has, and this is a thing that is occurring. You should be somewhere between 0 and 6 degrees of ignition advance into this cell. Honestly, probably around 2. And then it should rise to about probably, so you sit at idle at like 1200 RPM-ish. You're sitting in idle somewhere in here. So idle should be probably 12 degrees for that engine. Between 12 and 16. Big lumpy cam though. The big lumpy cam, I'd probably say closer to 8 to 10 degrees to be where you're at here. So my idle is all of this. This right here is idle sort of ends about right here. And you never really get into these cells because these are very, very high vacuum and this is impossible. So this is more of this is a catch-up cell, which I've done in this map because I had the room to do so. So that's catch-up cells. These are catch-up cells, and this is catch-up cells. Because my rev limiter is at 6800, so above 6750, 6800, the ignition will start to drop very severely, which I can show you what that looks like here. All of it down to -6 degrees, because that will be a soft rev limiter, right? Doing this to your ignition, it should all just drop off to like, I don't know, down here, like just above, so it's a steeper slope. But this works sufficiently. I can't rev above 6800 RPM because of this ignition map. Also, you can see this, so this is high load down here, and idle up here. So it goes, load goes down, right? So this is what my dyno chart looks like right here. This is where full throttle is, these two. These two are, again, those makeup cells. So this is makeup cells. It sends the graph in a slope beyond what the engine will ever see so that you can maintain a specific slope shape. That's the whole purpose of that, right? So, where you're sitting right now at idle, first, actually, tell you what, send me the ignition map real quick. I want to see the ignition map that you've got in there. Because I would wager you are way too far advanced at idle. Because if you advance the idle, right, you're burning all of your fuel too early, right? And it's not putting all of its power into the piston. It's being absorbed, slowing the engine down, which that's a method of controlling your idle, where which you don't do it by advance, you do it by retard, you send it the other way. Advancing the idle, or advancing the ignition, will raise the idle artificially to some point. After that point, it becomes a detriment and it actually makes the engine work harder at idle. And you don't really want that, right? So what we want to see ideally is we want to see what the engine wants at idle without the idle control valve. So engine fully warm, like hood open so it's not boiling the engine. But hood open, engine fully warm on a standard day, 60, 70 degrees day. You should be at your base idle, or your base ignition timing, you should be at about your base idle. That's where you should be. Sitting there idling, as the intake temperature rises, the engine has to work harder to suck air in because the air is going to be less dense by the time it hits the intake valve and the cylinder. And so it has to apply more suction to get the same amount of air, and it doesn't work that way, but we call it that for the sake of argument. But what you want is you want it to be, if you add 2 degrees at idle, your idle should go up 200 or 300 RPM. If you take and you subtract 2 degrees, it should drop 200 or 300 RPM. You want your ignition at idle to be what holds it at that idle. Right? Then you add your idle control valve in on top of that to give you load support. So you turn a compressor on. Idle drops, more air, more advance. Now the idle's back to the same. Right? You shut it off, sudden change. Right? You're taking a load off the engine. That's going to shoot up high. You subtract ignition timing to bring it down, and you close the air from the idle control valve to bring it down to maintain an idle. And what you should see, I don't know if this program and this controller can handle it. It should, because that's like a basic feature since the 80s for fuel-injected engines. What you should see at idle from your ignition, ideally, granted big lumpy cam, I don't know that you can do it at all. I don't know that the computer is going to have enough capability. But with a standard cam, what you should see your ignition idle doing is doing that. It should be jittery, and it should average your desired ignition, your idle ignition, right? The whole point of that is as your crank rotates faster than what you set as a value, so 1200 RPM, 1050, whatever, 1150, as it goes faster, it pulls back ignition timing, retards it a little bit to bring that idle back down. As it drops below that value, it applies more ignition timing to try to bring it back up. And so it's no engine rotates at exactly some RPM. It doesn't happen. Possible. Because no two molecules of fuel are going to burn identically sitting right beside each other. Because one is going to have more access to oxygen than the other, or vice versa, whatever. So it's not, nothing in an engine is homeostatic. Always moving, always doing something, always changing. So stuff needs to adjust for that. So, long ranting explanations short, start with evening out these funny lumpies in your fuel. Step 1. Before you even start the engine, step 2 is fix or send me the ignition map so we can look at it and fix it. Because I would wager, yes, incredibly unstable network. Thank you, Comcast. Anyway, I would wager that your ignition map is probably very similar to the fuel map all over the place and not smooth. Your ignition map should be smooth. It should be beautiful. It should be pretty. I wish this thing rotated faster. It should have curves like a fine wine. Thing, you're in my way. Loud noises. Not as loud as I thought they'd be. Oh. Also, I don't know if I'm still going. I guess I could open this. Okay, what better idea? Just make sure things are still going. Because sometimes chat just stops working. Have you stopped working, chat? Error, try again. Okay. Because this stupid thing, which as soon as I get StreamerBot installed on here and set up and working, this problem should be solved. The StreamerBot's chat is honestly superior to OBS's. Because OBS's chat likes to lock up all the time. So I've got to check. Never know. That's funny. Aliasing in the little OBS window here. You get lines that are missing. That's funny. Anyway, did you get all that, Sean? Did you follow, and is it in your memory? Oh, my butt hurts. Oh, because my seat is a bucket. If a third foam will make this better. Feels better. Granted, this isn't seat foam, this is packing foam. So it's not meant for my fat butt. Also, this is kind of the thing that I'd like the channel to sort of evolve into. Where you have, I don't know how exactly I go about doing it. I don't know if it's going to be people hit me up on Discord and then we start a stream and we do differential diagnostics via stream. Or if it's stuff we're doing in the shop, we just put it up on stream and like, hey, here's what we're doing, here's the tuning laptop, and cast the tuning laptop's stuff out to the stream desktop, along with the cameras and all of that stuff, and just have the tuning stuff that we're doing as a stream. We could do it that way, probably. I don't know. I have to get there, and we have to get things set up, and we have to figure out kind of how we're going to be working on everything and what the format's going to be. I could tell you, doing this, tuning, sort of, not necessarily tutorials, it's not tutorials, but it's, you know, tuning education, does and or will slow the whole process down marginally. It shouldn't be a huge slowdown, but it'll slow things down a little bit. But I search for tuning stuff on YouTube from time to time, just to see what exists, right? And you have... Oh. Someone started a weed eater just as the truck was pulling past. I was like, that's a weird sound for a truck to make. I guess it's not a weed eater, it's a blower. Anyway. The water treatment facility here has begun putting more chlorine in the water recently. I can taste it. They'll probably want to fix that. Should probably call them up and let them know. But I would like to provide simply more data, more knowledge, more capability on the interwebs. Like, someone comes to YouTube and they're like, hey, I'm having this problem tuning this thing, and, you know, cold start tuning. Cold start tuning is a big one, because tuning cold start you can really only do once, maybe twice a day, depending on where you live. Because you need the engine and most of the components inside the engine to be below some value, generally 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius-ish. So, like, if you live in a very, very, very cold area, you can park it outside and sit inside the car for 20, 30 minutes, and everything will have cooled off enough that you can do it 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times a day. Cool. Most people don't live in regions like that, so, you know. Actually, I might do something like that come Michigan winter. Not this year, because we won't have a vehicle, we won't have the setup, we won't be ready for that. Next year, maybe. But maybe I'll do some cold start tuning outside in the snow. That might be a thing to do. Make a stream and or video of it. Which actually, I might be able to do a short video about just this image. I do need to finish recording the voiceover for the Volkswagen video. I have a Civic tuning video that I need to do and upload and do voiceover for and all of that. I've got footage, I just haven't done it. Maybe that's what today will be. I was going to do the heater in the Civic, but it's too damn hot. And I don't have the tools or the knowledge currently to roll that stainless, which is stainless, into the shape I need it to be. Diesel truck. No, lawnmower. Sounded like a diesel truck around the corner with the reverberation. He just came around the corner. The audio changed. Oh, there he goes again. Back around the corner. That sounds like a diesel truck again. Heh, interesting. My tea's gone. I'm saying. Eh. Ow, I just bumped my tooth with my cut. A little bit at the bottom. That's the bit with all the... Ugh, the particulates. Not great. Made those changes yet, Sean? If I were there, it'd have been done already. Just saying. Yeah. I don't know why OBS does this. The audio stream's current bitrate, 0, is lower than expected, or whatever the hell the rest of the message says. Like, no, it isn't. Like, clearly, my audio is doing things. Oh. Because cables disappeared. The hell? Okay. Sure. What? What? Okay, I'm gonna put you on here while I fix that. Interesting. Standard sources is not in there. Okay. I didn't realize cable wasn't in there. So you guys have just been listening to me ramble on without background music. Dear Lord. I'm sorry. Like that sounds terrible. Okay. Go back to that. Oh, 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 oh. Sean has disappeared. Text him. How's it going? Oh, I've got to stand up for a minute, haven't I? Oh, I'm going to pour this nasty crap out because it's just gross. I might not even put the heater in to drive to Michigan. I might just leave it. Drive during the day, it'll be warm enough. Well, no, I'm going to drive primarily at night. Or I'll probably just have my blanket. Which, all of you out there in YouTube land, don't ever drive with a blanket. Do not do that. Oh, you stupid piece of shit. Swipe. I'm gonna do a research thing real quick. Stand by. Buckets! Christ! Jesus. No, it's not that. Not that. Is your browser outdated? No! Shut up. I hate so much. So much. I hate mandatory update culture. It is despicable. The people that tote it are more despicable. Want to slow the hell down there, FedEx? Jesus Christ. Ten-year-olds driving cars. No, stupid, it's YouTube, it's not browsers. YouTube constantly buffering. Only YouTube, which is fine. Other sites that have embedded players are fine. Antivirus. Error. Yeah, okay, shut up. People that post in forums not actually reading the problem. They're like, oh, I know what that is. I read the first 3 words. It's not today's world. It's humans in general. Humans, period. Humans are stupid. And when they get together, large groups of humans are even more stupid. Anyway, where I guess where was the last thing you heard before problems? I was trying to figure out if there was a, YouTube, shut up. Oop. It's not even that. People, every new generation has always been stupider than the previous. It's not, but like, okay, so you didn't see any of the drawing and the here's your problems and this and all of this and blah blah blah. You didn't see any of that. Thank you, YouTube. And actually, what I might end up doing is I might end up doing YouTube for videos only and moving all live streams to Twitch, regardless of the content. That might be the way to go. Even though Twitch doesn't have a cars and automotive tag, I don't think. I don't know, I haven't checked. So where we're at is you need to do interpolations for, these red boxes, this is where fuel drops off, it just disappears for some reason. I don't know why, but those don't need to be there. This should be kind of a straight line all the way through. So if your software has an interpolation feature, you'll need to grab or highlight. You'll need to highlight from about here all the way up to here and interpolate each column all the way from 900 to 5500. Go away. So all the way to 5500. So you'll need to interpolate all of these rows, columns, not rows, columns. Interpolate all of these columns one at a time. Don't try to do it as a batch because it'll screw everything up. And get them to be as roughly, it's going to make it a straight line all the way across. We don't necessarily want that, but it's better than what's going on here already. And then you've got a dead spot here. Where is it? Somewhere. Dead spot here. That dead spot needs to go away. So once you've done all of that, then you'll interpolate these three columns, or rows, all the way across. So grab them all from this corner to this corner here, and interpolate those if the program will let you do that. And then we need to go through your ignition map because this should not be 20 degrees. This is what you're looking at. This region here. It should be somewhere between 0 and 4 degrees. Yes, I'm telling you, full load at low RPM, you cannot have that high of an ignition. Can't. It might run, but it's not good, right? It's the physics of the way an engine works. It might run. Like I've been tuning that engine now technically for 6 years, actually. But I recently got around to tuning drivability, right? Which, granted, you're not tuning for drivability, you're tuning for race engines. But there is crossover because an engine is an engine is an engine is an engine, right? Ignition, a coil is a coil is a coil, a throttle is a throttle is a throttle. It's all the same stuff, just the purposes we use it for. So at low RPM and high throttle, you don't need that much advance. You're causing the engine to work harder because you're actually slowing the piston down as it moves upward if it's too early. So 20 degrees here, I had, before I did this and this, I had about 16 degrees or 14 degrees up here. And drivability was, it was shit. So in this cell, which is where you're at right now, you should have about 4 to 6 degrees of ignition. Well, sorry. I'm pointing like you're standing right beside me. That cell right there should be 4 to 6 degrees, and then it should be sort of a flat-ish map. Right? This one. So you should have your max timing around 24, 25, somewhere between 2,200 and 3 grand is going to be where your max timing is going to be for the bits that get max timing. As your throttle increases, though, and your load increases, you're going to want to drop that down, not all the way, but you're going to want to drop that down to peak 32. All right, there you go, peak 32. This is where you're at. Over here is your off throttle or low throttle cruise. You can put that at whatever the maximum 45 to 50 degrees that your computer will let you do. But it needs to be sort of a straight-ish line. It's probably going to have a curve to it, like this does. There's a curve to it, right, as it comes up. So you're going to want to have a curve, but it should never be just like, let me close that. I keep clicking on that. I mean, at cranking, you should be here. That's my cranking, 20 degrees. But then once it's running, 16 and idle. Your ignition is going to change based on the demands of the engine. I understand, big cam, big bore, I understand. But an engine is an engine is an engine. There's some amount that you can't get away from in these tubes. Okay. And then once it starts, you move from this cell, which is... And you missed the whole talk about buffer cells. So, in my tune, this is a buffer cell. 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 The map that I actually live in, where I drive, is this. Everything outside of this box is stuff that you put there for the purposes of keeping specific slopes and angles and lines in the tune, so that it continues to do what you want outside of normal operating parameters. Right? So yes, you want more timing during start to get the engine running. But once it's at idle and it moves to these cells, this should be somewhere in the, I don't know, I was saying earlier 12 to 16, but probably closer to 14 to 20 range for these cells. Not this cell. And then, when you're at full throttle, so up here, you're going to want this whole region, right? Because you're never, ever at 100% load. It doesn't exist on an NA engine. You can't ever get to 1 bar in the cylinder. And that's what we worry about, the cylinder. Not, no, but you need the buffer cells. Because if this number is some weird wacky shape, like I could show you this guy. So this, right here. which I'm pointing with my... I keep doing that. So this section right here, the engine never sees this. The whole point of this is so that my red line at 6,800, right? You only ever see this little tiny sliver. This is my soft rev limiter, is what this is. So, what you would have in your tune, this is going to be that. And there needs to be some slope on that for whenever you get near those cells, right? And it's just like, what's your rev limiter? I suspect your rev limiter is less than 7 grand. If your rev limiter is above 7 grand, this value needs to change. Because what's going to end up happening is beyond this, you either have a flat line or it goes to 0. Yeah, so this whole thing, does this scroll further? Does it go, like, does the graph actually go more? And that's just what's on the screen right there? Or is that the whole graph? Because if that's the whole graph, you can't use this. It's just a flat line straight out from these values, and it doesn't work that way. Also, you don't need 700 and 900. You can get rid of 700 altogether and shift that whole graph to the left and start it at 1,000, because it idles at 1,200. You don't need anything below 1,000, but you need those buffer cells all the way around on the outside of the graph. Right? Just like you'll never get 0 load. It doesn't exist. 0 load is an impossibility. You idle at about 4 to 12% load-ish, because you never hit perfect vacuum, which would be 0 load, which would be 28 inches of mercury, 25 inches of mercury, something like that, is a perfect vacuum. Just 0 bar. Oh, why the hell? Well, I do know why. I do know why this is done in percentages as opposed to numbers, because Hurricane. This should be done. This cell list, or this number list, should not be percent load. It should be millibar. What it should be. But we're not talking about that. That's up to the tuner and how you want to look at numbers, and that's all the human. Also, over-advanced ignition can cause apparent lean condition. Because you're burning through all the fuel that's in the cylinder prior to the piston, the exhaust valve opening up. So if you have any oxygen that is unburned left in the cylinder, it will appear to be more lean, because the burn cycle's done and gone. Nothing more is happening. There's no fuel in there. And lean is oxygen reacting with the platinum inside the air fuel sensor, creating a voltage. Right? So this could all very well be ignition related, but you have these dead spots. Like, regardless, you have these dead spots. These dead spots need to go away. These are, like, why are you going from 71? I assume this is gallons per hour. I don't know. The Neptune, I have no idea what, in my fuel map, I have no idea what these numbers mean. These numbers don't seem to correlate to anything. They're not CCs, because they're 240 cc per minute injectors. Like, how are you getting 633? It's not duty cycle, because I'm not at 2.4 duty cycle in this region. I'm at 1.1 or 1% duty cycle. They don't correlate to anything, as far as I can tell. Right? So, like, you know, it's the tuning program is also going to be dependent on how you tune. The way the people that wrote the program in the first place decided you should use their numbers. I don't know what their numbers mean. Maybe somebody smarter than me can tell me. But this big dip, right? This whole region, this big dip right here. Why are you subtracting so much fuel right here at? So this region, this whole region right here is going to be that transient when you're punching the throttle, right? So when you hit the throttle, it's going to move up through this region as the RPM increase and the throttle opening increases and air dumps into the cylinders. You're sucking all kinds of fuel out of it for some reason. And I don't know why that is. That should be a straight line all the way up. This should be a straight line moving upward as a trend in number, right? Regardless of whatever it is, whatever that number means, that value should increase as it travels that direction. You also missed the whole, like I had a whole spiel, a whole thing. You missed all of it. Good stuff. Again, this is why I should be there. It's like, looking at this, like, all of this is pretty simple stuff. You'll be able to fix it in like 5 minutes. But this as a base map is not good. There's another section over here. Where's that section? This section. Why is this section pulling fuel? I don't know why. Got dead spots all over the place, which I assume is from you trying to, you know, oh, well, there's this thing going on, let's fix that. Oh, there's this thing over here going on, let's fix that. Oh, this thing is going on, and it's a rabbit hole, and I have found out very, very much that this exact rabbit hole, all these little pockets of, oh no, what is this, and oh no, what is this? Don't get sucked into that rabbit hole with tuning. Any of these rabbit holes when tuning. That's probably the best lesson I could teach anybody that wants to learn how to tune any internal combustion engine in any way, shape, or form. Don't get sucked into the rabbit holes. You mean like the whole map in one go? Don't do that. Don't do that. It will fuck it up royally. It will ruin the whole map. So here's a question: is this when you where did the base of this come from? Is it through the wizard in the program? You say this is the displacement, this is the blah, this is the cam, this is the piston, this is the blah 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 blah, and it built it for you? Is that what this is? What? Hold up. You also got to remember stream delay. You type a thing in chat, it appears almost instantly here. I say a thing, and then 5 or 6 seconds later, you hear it. Right? So, if there's something I said 5 or 6 seconds ago that you're just responding to, I might have forgotten it. Honestly. Because I do that a lot. Or are you talking about the hold up and me getting out there? I need a trailer so I can bring the stuff I need to bring. That's the hold up. and fuel money. Because technically I could just pack up clothes and bedding and bathroom stuff and like start driving. But given that I'm going to be there all winter without the ability to come back here, I would prefer to take some project stuff, which some of the stuff's going to stay here. I've packed it all up and set it to the side. Turning the laptop is a tenuous idea at best. So, fuel tank and stack of totes there is that just little stack is stuff that I want to take. The fuel tank is sort of a must-go because I want to get it done and installed and plumbed and in and working this winter. So that's sort of a must. I'd like to have, even though I'm not going to ride it during the winter, I highly doubt I'm going to come back here first thing next spring, like first thaw, and grab the bike. So I'd like to take the bike with me, because it sat here, and I didn't, when I went to Arizona, I didn't leave the key, and so my roommates couldn't start it, and so the battery died, because I didn't disconnect the battery. Because I thought I'd be in Arizona for 6 weeks, not 5 months. Yeah. So, that's a whole other thing. So this time, going somewhere where I'm planning to be there for numbers of years at a time, which I plan on coming back here every 6 or 7 months anyway, just to come do some shit here and then go back to Michigan. But I want to take the things with me that I enjoy, and I want to take the project things with me so I can work on them. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, and now mine's still running, for whatever reason. Streamception! But yeah, I need a trailer. Which, the Civic's clutch in the last month feels off to me. We'll find out. we're gonna fuck around and we're gonna find out. Also, I've never pulled a trailer with the Civic. I really want to try it. Sounds like a lot of fun. It's gonna be semi-miserable, and it's gonna be the most entertaining thing I think I probably will ever do. Not really. One of the most entertaining things I think I might ever do. But also, the trailer is so that, because it's a 2,000-mile trip, I'm going to need to stop. I'm not paying for a hotel, I'm a cheapskate. I'm not leaving all my stuff in the car while I go into a hotel, because I can't replace it. Especially the computer stuff. Like, the data on these computers, there's data on these computers that I will never be able to replace if it disappears. Ever. Primarily, pictures of dead friends and wife. You know, things like that. Can't replace that shit. And that's why I have backups of it across multiple hard drives. Just in case. Freaking hot out here. Like 74. Yeah. Too hot. Ooh. Oh, get her stiff there. Oh. Here. Damn it. There you go. Ignition maps. Do we see any that are perfectly flat? Answer, no, because you can't. Because it's a piston engine and it doesn't work that way. Sure, guy. No, it would never do that. What? What? Why would you do that? Why would you fuzz that out? But people are dumb. What is that? I just won't even. Oh, that's a. Never mind. That's a rotary engine. Their timing's going to be a little bit different than a reciprocating piston engine. Oh, here. Oi. Oh, my butt hurts. Guess I can put this away. Oi. I need to crap up out here a little bit. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow should be cleaning day. Oh man, this bucket is terrible. Oh, this is horrible. Why the hell? What the heck is going on? CPU at 100? Hell, CPU at 100 for? Yeah, open task manager, just not anymore. Jeez. Ah. Why is CPU at 100? Hello? What are you doing? Why are there 24 Firefoxes running? Jesus Christ. Ugh. Any Firefox over 100 is garbage. Absolute, complete, and utter garbage. Jesus Christ. The more I think about it, the more I think I need to get away from Firefox. They've gone the Chrome route of adding in features when the whole point of the browser was to be lightweight and not resource intensive. If you wanted features, you got an extension. But now it works far less than any other browser that I've encountered, which is funny. That was almost a straight line. That wasn't. The thumb moves. It goes in a circle. Which makes sense. I guess if YouTube's going to keep locking up, it might be a better idea to do this via phone call or, well, I guess phone call or Facebook images, text images might be the better way to, simpler way, which would be also simpler inside. I guess I gotta switch this one too. Stand by. Inside. Yeah. So it mirrors. I'm looking in the mirror. When I point that way, if you guys were sitting here looking at me, you could see me pointing the same direction. I don't know why it was the other way. Oh man. Why am I tired? How am I tired? I just woke up. Like 5 hours ago. 6 hours ago. How am I gonna do that? Oi! How am I gonna do that? How am I gonna do that? I mean, I know one way I could do it. Really stupid. I could put little cuts in it, bend it that way. And weld it to make it strong again. I don't know that I want to do that. I really need is a freaking break. Oh. Oi, 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 oi. Sean, if you're still there, would it be easier to do this over the phone with pictures? If the stream keeps locking up? I just had an idea. I might do a little bit of fiddling with the Civic here in a little bit. Not today. Tomorrow. Wait, what? Yeah, 5 months ago. Nice. What if I set these to like... that? You gotta remember to upload that to the Civic. I think the stream is frozen again on Sean's end. So, what I'm probably going to do, call it here, 3.5 hours. Also, my connection's being stupid, which... Comcast! You know what I have to say to Comcast? Morons need to fix your equipment. It is wrong. Plain and simple. Wrong. The way you operate is wrong. Do it incorrectly. Bad. So, what I'm probably going to do, to wrap it up here, go inside where it's nice and cooler-ish, 64 degrees Fahrenheit as opposed to 76. And I will get a hold of Sean, we'll talk on the phone. I'm not going to do this all on stream because apparently it's really fucking annoying to do that. But go inside, we'll try to get that tune sorted for him. And tonight, I will be setting up StreamerBot on the PC, on the desktop, see both PCs. I'm going to be setting up StreamerBot on the desktop, and if I get it fully set up, I will export it and get StreamerBot set up on the laptop tonight. I don't think that's going to happen, because what I have to set up is it's a lot of tedium and repetitiveness and doing stuff over and over and over and over again. And I have to learn the variables and the coding and all of the... I hate code so much! But I have to learn how to do that, which there's tutorials, and it's just going to be a lot of reading, boringness. So ideally, what I might do, if I get StreamerBot set up sufficiently tonight, I might start up, there's some stuff in Delta V that I have to do for testing, because there's some ideas that I had that I want to get back in the game and I want to play it and I want to test some things. So I might probably, asterisk, probably not, but I might start up on Twitch tonight, stream number 1 on Twitch in Delta V, to do that stuff. Which, yeah, Sean, if you're back or still there, well, as soon as we get the money to buy the damn trailer and the fuel to get out there, which I am now officially late on the one credit card. This will be the first month because I'm broke. I have no income. So I need to get to work. I need to do some shit. Get some shit done. Call up a buddy of mine tonight or tomorrow, see if he can help me out this month. But I need to get the fuck out there. And in 9 days, the next credit card will be late. Because I have no monies. So, gotta figure that out somehow. But I think for this stream, since I don't know how the hell to build that thing right now, I will do some looking around tonight. Maybe go look at there's a channel, something customs. He has a bunch of stuff doing jobs without English wheels and brakes and all this stuff he does on the bench by hand himself. He has all the tools, but the videos that he makes are specifically geared towards people like me that don't have all the tools. Maybe Bad Chad too. I'll take a look around Bad Chad stuff, see if he's got anything that can spark an idea and get this thing built. But yeah, that will be it for me for right now. Sort of a shorter-ish shop stream, 3.5 hours. I prefer to do 5 or 6 out here whenever I'm out here doing things. But seeing as how I am stupid and cannot figure out what I need to do, today that's gonna be a non-plus. Non-plus. I say non-plus. Non-starter. Non-starter. My old man brain is melting. Shut up. But I'm gonna head inside and we're gonna end the stream here. Damon, you dropped by. I appreciate you guys. All the love. Big hugs for everybody. Hugs are great. Who doesn't love a good hug? And whatever it is that you are doing, I hope you have a good night, a good day, a good yes, a good no, a good up, a good down, a good orange, a good banana, a good strawberry, a good plum, a good tea, a good weld, a good tune, I guess. I hope whatever it is that you're doing is good, it is great, it is amazing, and it makes you happy, sparks joy. And we will see you guys